Most men think women test them because they're mean, dramatic, or simply enjoy stirring chaos. But the truth is far more dangerous. These tests are not random. They are deliberate. They are calculated. They are hardwired into female psychology. And if you don't understand them, you will fail again and again without even realizing why. Think about it. You're talking to a woman you're interested in. Out of nowhere, she challenges you. Why are you wearing that shirt? Or she mentions another guy who just happens to make her laugh. Or worse, she pulls back suddenly, going cold, silent, distant. Most men panic in that moment. They explain, they defend, they chase. And just like that, they fail the test. Here's the brutal reality. Women will never come up to you and say, "I want to test your strength, your confidence, your masculinity." No. Instead, they hide it in small comments, subtle provocations, and emotional shifts that feel like ordinary relationship drama. But beneath the surface, something else is happening. She is measuring you. She is seeing if you are the kind of man who collapses under pressure, or the kind of man who holds his frame no matter what. And here's the part men never hear. Women are attracted to strength, but they don't trust words. They don't believe promises. They don't take declarations of confidence at face value. They want proof, and proof comes only under pressure. That's why the tests exist. That's why they never stop. And that's why ignoring them is fatal. Every time you misread one of these tests, you lose respect, you lose desire, you lose the invisible battle of attraction, and you don't even know it happened. Most men walk away confused, asking themselves, "What went wrong? I thought we had a connection." Dima, what went wrong is simple. You failed the test you didn't even know you were taking. But here's the good news. Once you understand this hidden psychology, once you see the truth behind these so-called shit tests, you'll never be caught off guard again. You'll walk into every interaction with new eyes. You'll recognize the trap, you'll recognize the pressure, and instead of collapsing, you'll stand taller. Because in the modern dating world, attraction doesn't forgive mistakes. You either pass the test, or you're eliminated from the game without even knowing you were playing. And today, we're going to expose the 5 most common tests attractive women use on men, why they exist, how they work, and exactly what to do when they happen. So pay close attention, because if you miss this, you'll keep stumbling blind. But if you master it, you'll gain an advantage most men will never touch: the ability to survive and thrive inside the hidden psychology of women. Why do attractive women test men? Why not simply trust their words or accept their behavior at face value? The answer lies not in modern dating culture, but in thousands of years of human evolution. From the very beginning, women's survival depended on choosing the right partner. Unlike men, who could reproduce quickly and repeatedly, women had to be far more selective. One wrong choice could mean fewer resources, less protection, and a higher risk of death for both mother and child. In evolutionary psychology, this is known as differential parental investment, the idea that women pay a higher biological price for reproduction. Because of this, women developed subconscious mechanisms to filter men. And one of the most powerful mechanisms is testing. Instead of asking directly, "Are you strong? Are you reliable? Will you protect me?" questions that any man could answer with empty words, women evolved to apply pressure and watch what happens. This is what modern psychology calls compliance and dominance testing. The shit test is not about cruelty. It is not about drama. It is a survival strategy. It is the unconscious way women measure, does this man collapse under stress? Does he betray insecurity when challenged? Does he lose his frame when provoked? Think about it like this. If attraction is the spark, then tests are the fireproof trial. Words may ignite desire, but only action under pressure proves its authenticity. This is why you can't talk your way into respect. Respect comes only when you pass the invisible examinations that attractive women deploy. And these examinations are often disguised as playful teasing, sudden emotional shifts, or small conflicts that seem meaningless on the surface. Let's take an example. A woman might challenge your opinion in public or mock your clothing style. To most men, this feels like rejection. They panic. They defend themselves. They over-explain. But in reality, she is not rejecting. She is testing. She wants to see if you remain calm, confident, and unshaken, or if you fall apart the moment she applies pressure. And here is the paradox. The more attractive the woman, the stronger the tests. Why? Because the higher her value, the more men compete for her attention. She cannot afford to invest in a man who only says he is strong. She must know he is strong. And the only way to know is to put him under pressure. In social psychology, this aligns with the concept of fitness indicators, behaviors that reveal true underlying quality, not just surface-level appearance. Just like in the animal kingdom, where males display strength, resilience, or dominance through actions, human males are evaluated through their reactions under stress. So when a woman triggers jealousy, withdraws attention, or creates drama, she is not always trying to hurt you. She is activating a deeply coded survival mechanism. She is unconsciously asking, can this man handle me? Can he hold the frame when emotions rise? Can he stand firm when the world shakes? Most men never realize this. They see tests as hostility. They take them personally. They get defensive, angry, or desperate to prove themselves. And every time they do, they fail the exam. But the men who understand the psychology behind it, those men respond differently. They don't panic. They don't chase. They don't collapse. They recognize the test for what it is, an ancient filter designed to separate the weak from the strong. And once you understand this, the entire landscape of dating shifts. You stop seeing conflict as chaos, and you start seeing it as calibration. You stop asking, why is she doing this to me? And start thinking, of course she's doing this. It's in her nature to test, and it's in my nature to pass. This is the hidden psychology of attraction. It's not just about sparks and chemistry. It's about survival codes written deep into the human mind, and unless you learn to read them, you'll always be at the mercy of forces you don't even recognize. 1. The jealousy trigger. Definition: she brings up another man or hints at male attention to see how you react. Example: during a conversation she says, "My coworker is so funny, he always makes me laugh," and then pauses to watch you. If you fail, exploding in anger or begging for reassurance makes you look insecure. She reads it as weakness, hidden message. If another man enters the picture, do you stay composed or do you collapse? 2. The provocation, challenge, test. Definition: small jabs or challenges aimed at poking your confidence. Example: you always wear that shirt. It looks kind of weird. Or, wow, that's your opinion, really? If you fail, you defend yourself too much, over-explain, or try to win her approval. That communicates instability. Hidden message: can you laugh it off and hold your frame, or does every critique break you? 3. The drama test definition. She escalates a minor issue into a storm of emotion to measure your calm. Example: a small disagreement suddenly spirals into shouting, tears, or exaggerated accusations. If you fail, you scramble to fix everything immediately, apologize excessively, or get dragged into the chaos. The result: she loses respect. Hidden message: are you solid in the storm, or are you swept away by it? 4. The withdrawal test, silent treatment. Definition: she withholds attention, affection, or communication to see if you'll chase. Example: after a small conflict, she goes cold, ignoring your texts, avoiding eye contact, shutting down emotionally. If you fail, you beg, spam her phone, or bend over backwards to win her back. That signals dependency. Hidden message. Do you hold your ground when validation disappears, or do you crumble? 5. The validation rollercoaster definition. Alternating between warmth and coldness, creating an addictive cycle of approval. Example. One day she showers you with affection, the next she's distant and critical. You never know which version you'll get. If you fail, you become hooked, chasing her highs and tolerating her lows. It destroys your self-respect. Hidden message. Does your self-worth come from within, or does it depend on my approval? Knowing the tests is only half the battle. Survival comes from learning how to respond. Most men either freeze, overreact, or crumble under pressure. They either do nothing, letting the moment vanish, or they do too much, chasing and smothering the test with desperation. Both are fatal. What you need is awareness, composure, and disciplined response. This is your survival manual. 1. Surviving the jealousy trigger rule. Never compete, never collapse. When she brings up another man, don't explode and don't beg. Smile, remain calm, change the subject with confidence. Indifference is power. Never do. Don't interrogate her, don't start comparing yourself, and don't spiral into insecurity. That's exactly what she's fishing for. 2. Surviving the provocation, challenge test rule. Laugh it off, hold your frame. If she teases you or challenges your opinion, stay calm. A confident smile or a playful response shows strength. You don't need to defend every word. Never do. Don't over-explain, don't justify endlessly, and don't try to earn her approval. Overreaction kills respect. 3. Surviving the drama test rule. Stay calm in the storm. Drama thrives on reaction. If she escalates, you de-escalate. Lower your tone, slow your speech, remain centered. Show that you are not shaken by emotional chaos. Never do. Don't match her volume. Don't scramble to fix everything instantly. Don't drown in her storm. The more desperate you are to repair, the more powerful drama becomes as her weapon. 4. Surviving the withdrawal test rule. Do not chase silence. When she pulls away, don't beg or collapse. Keep living your life. Maintain your routines, your mission, your frame. She returns on her own terms, or not at all. Either way, you stay unshaken. Never do. Don't spam her phone. Don't break your dignity to earn attention. The moment you chase, you lose. 5. Surviving the validation rollercoaster rule. Detach from the addiction. Hot and cold behavior works only if you crave the highs. Anchor your value internally. Recognize the pattern. Refuse to play. You are the prize. Never do. Don't reward distance with extra effort. Don't let your worth swing with her moods. Your validation must come from within, not from her unpredictable cycle. The formula of survival. Every test follows the same cycle. To survive, you need a simple framework. See, recognize the test immediately. Name it silently. In your head, call it for what it is. This is jealousy. This is withdrawal. Awareness breaks the illusion. Respond with control. Stay calm, stay consistent, stay firm. This formula separates the men who crumble from the men who rise. It's not about tricking women. It's not about manipulation. It's about holding your frame in the middle of the storm. Because once she sees you cannot be shaken, the test loses its power. Now you see the truth. What once looked like random mood swings, playful teasing, or relationship problems is no longer a mystery. You've pulled back the curtain. You've seen the psychology underneath. Most men will go their entire lives blind to these patterns. They'll confuse control for affection, drama for passion, silence for space, and jealousy for love. They'll keep chasing, over-explaining, apologizing for things they never did wrong, never realizing that they were being tested and failing the entire time. But you? Not anymore. You've learned the 5 most common emotional tests women use on men. You've seen how they operate, what they mean, and how to respond with calm strength instead of panic. You've gone from being just another man fumbling in the dark to being a man who understands the hidden code. And here's what happens now. From this moment forward, you walk differently, you speak differently, you carry yourself differently. Because once you recognize the game, you stop being a pawn inside it. You become the man who cannot be shaken, the man who doesn't collapse when pushed, the man who passes tests that destroy everyone else. But understand this. Emotional tests are only one layer of the hidden psychology. They are the filters, the stress checks, the surface-level survival mechanisms. There's something deeper, something darker, that most men never prepare for. It's not just about playful tests or emotional games. It's about the structures of commitment, the contracts disguised as romance, the bonds that can trap men for life if they walk into them blind. I'm talking about marriage, the most powerful psychological contract in modern society, because if emotional traps are dangerous, marriage is the ultimate trap. It reshapes power, it redefines leverage, and it transforms love into obligation. Most men never see it coming until it's too late. That's why in the next video, we're going to expose the dark psychology of marriage, how it shifts control, why men give up freedom without noticing, and how to recognize the hidden mechanisms before you step into them. So here's what you do right now. Subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications, stay with us. Because this is the only place where you will learn to decode the secret psychology of women, survive their traps, and maintain your freedom in modern dating. You've unlocked another layer of the code today. The next one is even more dangerous. Don't miss it.